Before we look at Netflix background, here are Netflix logos from the past. And this is the logo that we all familiar with. Netflix was founded by Reed Hastings and his business partner Mark Randolph on 29 August 1997 in Scotts Valley, California, United States. Mark Randolph became the first CEO of Netflix, which later in 1999 be replaced by Reed Hastings. Today, Netflix headquarters is located at Los Gatos, California, United States. Netflix core activity is subscription video on demand, where users have unlimited access to the contents for a set monthly fee. These are some popular streaming services where Disney Plus and HBO Max is the leading Netflix rivals. According to CNET, Netflix is ranked first among these streaming services, with Disney Plus and HBO Max coming in second and third respectively. When ranking the streaming services, some aspects were considered, including design, features, content, and value. Netflix became the best streaming services overall because it has simple and easy interface, solid system of recommendation, and numerous licensed films, television programs, and original productions. Now for market capitalization, or for short is market cap, it shows how much a company is worth, or in other words, is the market value of a company. As of January 2023, Netflix has a market cap about $160 billion, which increases about 23% from previous year's market cap.
Next, we move to the definition of oligopoly. Oligopoly is defined as a market structure with a small number of firms, none of which can keep the others from having significant power. An oligopoly is a group of companies in the same industry that work together to fix prices in order to earn higher profits and discourage lower prices. An oligopoly's market power is such that it prevents new firms from entering the market, limiting competition, and is generally bad for consumers because it higher the prices. An oligopoly market situation is also called competition among the few. An oligopoly is an industry which is dominated by a few firms. In this market, there are a few firms which sell homogeneous or differentiated products. Also, as there are a few sellers in the market, every seller influences the behavior of the other firms and other firms influence it. In an oligopoly, there are only a few firms in the market, and while there is no clarity about the number of firms, which is 3 to 5 dominant firms are considered to be the normal. So in the case of an oligopoly, the buyers are far greater than the sellers. Next, Netflix offers media streaming services only over the internet. Netflix offers TV series and films that we can only access online. Netflix falls under the oligopoly because it is a paid online video services, and there is only a few companies like Amazon and YouTube in this market. They basically provide the same service in that you can subscribe to their service and watch movies online. Furthermore, the barrier to entry is very high because you need a large amount of capital as well as a large amount of IT experts to help you monitor the database. Aside from that, new firms will have a difficult time entering the market due to economies of scale. According to economies of scale, large companies that have been in operation for a long time will be able to produce at a lower cost. The existing company can easily drive out new competitors due to economies of scale. Next, we will talk about the general characteristic of oligopoly. Oligopoly has a small number of large companies. However, each firm in this sector makes a considerable contribution to the entire output. In an oligopoly market, each business competes ferociously with the others and tries to outwit them by manipulating the price and quantity of their goods. Additionally, due to a few firms operating in the market, the acts of each company have an effect on its rivals. As a result, each company monitors the activity of its competitors. Secondly, the entry-level difficulties. The market share that the top corporations in particular sector have collected make it difficult for new firms to enter that market. Firms in the market use a variety of strategies to thwart the competition. For example, if businesses conspire, they may set the prices too high for new business to bear. Additional barriers to entry include patent laws, pricey technology, and aggressive advertising. Thirdly, the differentiation of products. When firms do not really compete on pricing, they differentiate their products. In the car industry, for instance, a producer might offer particular characteristics to aid in customer acquisition. Even though the pricing of the cars may be the same, they differ in terms of amenities they contain. Uh, Last but not least, the interdependence. Every company in an oligopoly market structure affects the others because of their enormous size and lack of competition. Decisions are made about variables such as product cost, quality standards, and production scheduling in highly competitive marketplaces. Furthermore, it indicates that each company should consider how it acts will be seen by others.
So let's talk about production cost curve and revenue curve. First of all, what is production cost? So the production cost curve shows the relationship between the cost of producing content and quantity of content produced. As the quantity of content produced increase, the cost of production may increase due to factors such as increased investment in original content, higher cost for talent and production, and increased marketing expenses. And the second one, what is revenue? So the revenue curve of Netflix is graphical representation of the relationship between the quantity of content produced and the revenue generated from subscription and licensing fees. Cost of production is the overall expense incurred to produce a specific amount of a good or service. Netflix accomplished this by purchasing shows at a rate of the cost of production plus an additional 30%, a practice known as cost plus. By doing this, Netflix keeps the bulk of the licensing rights for future episodes, and if those episodes go on to become huge hits, Netflix keeps the majority of the revenue. Netflix is able to provide the show makers to creative freedom and allow them customize the shows whatever they like because it isn't constrained by ads because most networks only pay for 60% to 70% of the show's production. Netflix cost plus model appeals to more producers. The graph below compares Netflix cost of products sold over the previous years to operational expenses in billion. So this is the graph. So this graph from 2015 until 2019. The expansion of Netflix started in 2012 when the launch of the streaming service. The expansion was a success in the US. That Netflix, with the streaming service adding new subscribers every year after launch, Netflix decided to expand to the international market. So the expansion has been successful for Netflix and the revenue increasing by an average of 7 until 9% annually. Fixed expenses are rising. The expenses are rising annually by average of 2 until 3%. Here's the graph of the fixed cost over the past few years. So as you can see, this is how the fixed cost increased by the time from from 2014 until 2018. As you see in the graph, the expansions come additional costs. With the extra costs incurred with the expansion, Netflix has been able to stay profitable with the revenues increasing annually. Netflix has also had to raise the price for subscribers over the years to help with costs associated with improving the products offered in the streaming service. As Netflix produces more content, the revenue generated may increase due to increased subscribers number and higher licensing fees for its content. On the other hand, the quantity of content produced decrease, the revenue generated may also decrease. The shape of the revenue curve for Netflix may be influenced by various factors, such as the quantity of its content, the quality of its content, subscriber growth, and competition in the streaming industry. If Netflix invests in producing high quality original content, it may be able to attract and retain more subscribers, leading to upward sloping revenue curve. However, if Netflix faces increased competition from other streaming platforms, it may struggle to retain or grow its subscriber base, resulting in the downward sloping revenue curve. So for Netflix, it's important to ensure that the revenue curve remains above the production cost curve, indicating that company is generating enough revenue to cover its costs and maintain profitability. In general, a well-functioning revenue curve and production cost curve will result in profit maximizing quantity of content produced. To achieve this, Netflix must strike a balance between investing in high quality original content to attract and retain subscribers while also controlling costs to maintain profitability. Overall, the revenue curve of Netflix is an important indicator of the company's financial performance and must be carefully monitored to ensure long-term success. It must maintain or grow its revenue by producing high-quality content, attracting and retaining subscribers, and efficiently competing with the other with other streaming platform.
So let's move on to pricing strategy to maximize the profit. At first, when Netflix enter the market, they implement penetrable pricing. Why penetrable pricing? Because penetrable pricing is a creative idea to immediately draw customer with lowest price. And in the long run, the firms will increase the cost or fee that they charge to the consumer. It is usually used by a new firm that enter the market to quickly create demand, expand consumer base, and optimize brand loyalty for the firms. So here we can see why Netflix is a notable examples of penetration pricing. Netflix started enter the market with DVD rental in the late 1990s. During that time, DVD became mainstream for anyone to watch movie, and blockbusters become its competitor. For the $15 1996 subscription fee package in 2000, Netflix subscriber could rent 4 movies at once with no retail limitation. Regular customers may now rent DVDs for as low as $1 compared to Blockbuster, which is $4.90 for a single 3-day rental. This show that the customers switch over to the Netflix due to the lowest price. And here we can see that Netflix implement the penetration pricing when they enter the market. And the next 5 years, we can see that Netflix increased its subscriber base and achieved profitability in 2000s. Netflix also provides 3 plans of subscriber option, which are basic, standard, and premium. And each plan have its own cost or fee and benefits. For example, for basic, it costs $9.99 and the consumer will get one DVD or Blu-ray. While for the standard and premium, it costs $14.99 for 2 DVD or Blu-ray at once. While for the premium, it costs $90.50 a month, allows them to borrow 3 DVD or Blu-ray at once. Besides, Netflix also give the ability to stream certain movie, film, television series to consumer homes directly via the internet. Next, we move on to the ad tie model. Furthermore, to maximize the Netflix offer multiple profile, which allows subscriber to share one account with other for certain subscriber plan. To the fast forward to the present today, Netflix decide to add an ad tie model to increase the new subscriber due to the increasing competitor in the market. The firm was compelled to examine its client profile in greater detail and target a unique product that was ready to subscriber to its content for less money in exchange for adverts. Then, for Netflix standard and premium tier, the price increase have often been more frequent and severe since the firm has been less willing to raise price for the entry level basic plan. This for less explained budget conscious by customer. But after introducing its new basic advertising option in a selected number of areas, which is Malaysia is not included yet, Netflix may be more willing to increase the cost of its ad-free subscription like standard and premium plan. Netflix competitor might follow this step to increase average user revenues across each of their streaming business and works toward profitability. So this is how Netflix implement pricing strategy to maximize their profit.
Short-run equilibrium and long-run equilibrium. In the short-run equilibrium refers to the state of a market in Netflix which are able to earn short-term profits by setting prices and quantities that maximize their profits. Next, Netflix have some degree of control over the prices they charge and the quantities they produce, which allows them to earn profits in the short run. Short-run equilibrium also refers to a point with a constant number of companies and no tendency for change. In the long-run equilibrium, Netflix in oligopoly market may face increasing competition and other market pressures that may erode their profits and force them to change their pricing and production strategies. Three biggest competitors are Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon. Netflix is the price leader because it has the large size of organization compared to Hulu and Amazon. As long as there are still profits, Netflix will increase their production while decreasing prices. In the short-run equilibrium, there is kinked demand curve. When the demand curve is not a straight line and has a varied elasticity for higher and lower prices, it is said to be kinked. That is what is kinked demand curve. A significant decline in demand is therefore probable in response to a price increase. Percentage decline in demand is greater than the percentage increase in price. Business will suffer in this scenario of rising prices. For the normal profit graph, when the total revenue and the total cost are equal, there is a normal profit. It is dependent between what Netflix does and decides as well as what the rivals do. In the immediate term, Netflix had to choose between output and pricing. Lowering its price may result in more products being sold, but at the expense of fewer earnings. However, if it increases its pricing, it might make more money, but at the expense of fewer products being sold. For the supernormal profit graph, it occurs when average revenue exceeds the average cost. Netflix had the option of acting independently or working with its rival to create a stable market outcome. In a collusive oligopoly, Netflix agreed to the production limit and could also set a higher price, while in a non-collusive oligopoly, they might compete on price. Next is the loss profit graph. Loss profit graph occur in the short-run equilibrium when the average revenue is less than the average cost. The economy will suffer from loss of profit. For the long-run equilibrium, there is only one graph. which is the graph above indicates that the market was initially competitive. If companies work together, they may decide to raise prices to P2 and restrict industry supply to Q2. As a result, the sector will be able to increase its profitability. However, if they stick to their quotas and keep the price at P2, they will make a big profit. Since there is no entry or exit of companies as they grow over time, Netflix results in a long-run equilibrium with a constant number of firms. They demonstrate that all businesses have the same structural costs and are subject to the same market prices. Because certain firms that are profitable above average are drawing in new competitors, the firms are losing money. It causes the market supply to grow and price to drop until profits return to zero.
Next, I will discuss on the company recovery from COVID-19 pandemic. Netflix revealed a 200,000 customer loss in its Q1 2022 earnings report, despite a 2.2 million additional subscriber forecast. It was the first quarter without growth in 10 years. According to Hattrick 2022, the day after Netflix released its first quarter financial data on April 20, the company's stock price dropped more than 35%. Netflix believes that the reason why their firm incurred losses is due to 4 factors. The first factor is that the uptake of broadband and smart TVs has been slower than expected. Households with broadband, internet and smart TVs are potential Netflix customers. Secondly, with widespread account sharing, Netflix is extremely customer-friendly, enabling users to create numerous profiles and watch up to 4 streams at once using only one account. Because of this customer-friendly approach, Netflix announced 232 million paid subscriptions and 100 million shares worldwide. Other than that, macro factors include the conflict in Ukraine, the choice to terminate 700,000 Russian users, the ongoing COVID issue, and the threat of both global inflation and recession. Finally, competition from other streaming services. Disney Plus reached 100 million subscribers in just 18 months, but Netflix took 18 years to reach the same amount. Due to the huge loss, Netflix changed its product strategy. To re-accelerate growth, the production team will probably boost efforts into areas, advertising and shared accounts. First, Netflix introduced one new plan. It is an ad-supported service that could support a $4.99 plan, providing an affordable option for clients who can tolerate ads. Another modification to Netflix business model is that it no longer offers free trial. According to Alexandra 2022, customers found the 1-month trial to be a simple on-ramp, and over 90% of subscribers upgraded from the trial to a paid membership. However, as Netflix expanded, the cost of the trial period's content rose, and more users cancelled and reactivate their subscription. So, Netflix decided to end the free trial. Today, there's a chance that a $4.99 per month ad-supported plan will act as a simple entry point. Whatever the case, an ad-supported program will provide users with 4 distinct options in the $4.99 to $19.99 price range, a broad range that has something to offer everyone. Next, Netflix added an option for shifting from multiple streams to a resolution focus. Today, the rule for simultaneous streams has been replaced with a rule listing the resolution and audio quality that are available at each pricing point for 180p, 180p, and 4K plus HDR. Now that the stream limit is hidden, Netflix make it clear that only those who live with you may use your account. It is imperative to make this distinction as Netflix introduced payment method for shared account. Lastly, Netflix offered shared accounts. Netflix is already coming up with new ideas, including an extra member, which lets users pay to share an account with a friend or relative who lives elsewhere, and transfer profile to paid account, which converts a shared used account into a spread paid account. According to Netflix, it will take a year to find the most effective approach. Netflix also recognized that account sharing occurs as a result of their customers-friendly policy, which makes it simple for users to create many profiles and stream a variety of movies at once. It will take some time for Netflix subscribers to adjust their expectation for account sharing.
Last but not least, Netflix as an oligopoly market has their own advantage and disadvantage. For the first advantage is they will have a better quality of products and services. As for Netflix, users receive a convenient service such they will be able to watch entertainment in flexible way. Users can watch just about any time and everywhere through any multiple devices. Documentaries, films, and television programs are the choices of the entertainment that provided by Netflix. Besides, Netflix also has their own original programming, which this make Netflix become more stand out than television. In addition to the total number of people who watch its content, Netflix has the ability to monitor user viewing patterns, including when users watch, how long they watch for, what they intend to watch, and much more. To give the customer the best possible experience, this data will use. Netflix has a low level of competition. A small number of businesses with a sizable market share are able to control the price and output in an oligopoly. Consequently, this market structure has some monopoly power. Few businesses like Amazon, YouTube, and Hulu provide paid online video services. They essentially offer the same service, allowing you to subscribe to their service and watch any movie online. As for now, Netflix is being the market leader, thus, in order to stay competitive, other companies will reduce their prices. If Netflix decides to reduce their at once, this shows Netflix has been a great influence in this market. Last, for the advantage, high potential to receive big profits. Over the past few years, Netflix is consistently growing along with other competitors of streaming content providers. Prices have risen due to these streaming companies' need for growth. Since Netflix has shown the best potential in this market, investors will be more attractable to increase their equity as earnings increase over the time. Thus, this will increase the value of Netflix. In addition, streaming services have been standard as television viewing nowadays. Netflix produces the original content and they provide various options for users, include any of their interests. Same goes as the increasing in paying subscribers of Netflix. The more they can attract, the more profitable it can be. Move to the disadvantage of Netflix as oligopoly firm. First, they will have a high barriers to entry. A new company's ability to enter the market will be hampered by economies of scale. According to the principle of economic scale, large companies that have been operating for a while will be able to produce their goods for less money. Due to scale economies, the current business may simply drive out new competitors. Besides, this sector has a very high entry barrier because it requires a lot of finance and a lot of IT resources that to assist you monitor your database. Last but not least, companies are also not really interested in innovation since the level of competition is low. To keep their technology up to date and more relevant, it is crucial for them to always innovate and collaborate with other business. But when there is only few competition, make them feel just enough to maintain the production. The cons here, they will neglect about what consumer need from this production or services. Netflix will be able to expand its customer base even further by consistently providing the features and integration that users demand. If Netflix can continue to understand what customers want, it will maintain its position as the market leader.